Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Secretary, on April 8th, in a federal lawsuit in Dallas, Jessica Vaughn, who is the Director of Policy Studies at Center for Immigration Studies, gave testimony that focused on internal DHS statistics showing a significant decline in the number of deportations. She also described how the administration has cooked its removal statistics in a way that gives lawmakers and the public the false impression that enforcement has improved. She was asked to analyze a set of mostly unpublished statistics and documents on DHS enforcement activity over the last 5 years. And in her testimony, she said the materials show that contrary to the administration's claims that have achieved record levels of enforcement, the number of removals is now 40% lower than in June 2011. Removals of convicted criminals are also running at 40% lower now than in June 2011. Removals generated by ICE's Enforcement and Removals Division, which carries out most of what little interior immigration enforcement is done, are 50% lower now than in June 2011. This decline has occurred despite the expansion of ICE's Secure Communities program. If ICE is removing so few people now than before, then how can DHS claim that they set a record number of deportations last year?
Well, I don't know how she does her math, but I know how I do mine. And the way I do my math is look at removals from the country. And we have removed more people from the United States than any prior administration. I can't respond to an individual and how she cooks her books, but I can tell you what I look at. I look at implementation of secure communities. I look at how many convicted felons we're removing. I look at how many repeat violators we're removing. I get the complaints, Representative, from the other side who say we're removing too many. That's also a sign. I guess I get them from both sides. Maybe we hit the sweet spot at some point, but we are very committed to the rule of law where immigration is concerned. That's border security and it's interior enforcement.
But are we now counting Border Patrol cases, the turnarounds at the border, as part of our deportations, rather than the criminal on the interior of the country? Aren't we now adding the Border Patrol cases, the turnarounds, as part of the deportations?
If there is a removal, but there's not always a removal. And like I said, you know, we can get into the weeds on statistics. The plain fact of the matter is that ICE ERO has been extremely active. And I'll tell you, when Representative Miller talked about this is the window of time on immigration, this is the window of time. And we need to be looking at our worksite enforcement, because that's a real driver of illegal immigration. We need some more tools. I mean, the statutes governing how you prosecute somebody who continually brings over illegals, incredible. And we need to unclog the visa process. These all go to the migration system.
But I'm familiar with cases right in my hometown and right outside of my hometown where criminal aliens have been caught and turned over by local police, multiple access cards, committing fraud, aggravated assault charges, and left go. So.
Well, I can't tell you. I don't know about a particular case. I don't know who they were turned over to, but I will tell you this. Somebody who has that record that we have will be a priority removal.
Well, I got another case just recent. There was actually a warrant for this man's arrest in New York City, and he was left go. So I'm going to disagree that we're deporting people or apprehending the people that are being turned over and they're being deported. But I'm going to take issue also that comprehensive immigration reform that has been proposed will make our borders more secure. I couldn't disagree with that more. I believe we have now made our borders less secure because millions of people are now being encouraged to come to the United States illegally with the hope of getting amnesty in the future. We saw that in 1986. When 1.5 million turned out to be 3 million. And we've already seen in testimony last week by Border Patrol Chief Michael Fisher where they're seeing an increase already at the border, and some of it, he believes, is due to this.
And let me be very clear on this, because this is a very important public message. under any immigration reform proposal, you need to have a cutoff date.
Oh, well, that, I mean,
If I might.
know about the December 11th.
If I might, yes, if I might complete my answer. So December 31, 2011 was chosen by the Gang of Eight as the cutoff date. We are already working with State Department and others, get that message out so that we do not have any repeat. And by the way, this bill and the bills that are being considered that I've seen are very different from 1986.
Well, we all know that anyone can use false documents to claim they're here any day they want to say they're here.
Yeah,
It happens all the time.
That's not accurate either.
Appreciate the gentleman's comments. The gentleman's time's expired.